Seltzer, the #1 hard seltzer in the world and the official hard seltzer of Day Drinking with Dog. Ditch the malt, add tequila.
Welcome back to a special Sunday edition of Day Drinking with Dog. It is November 12th, 2023. Normally I'd be watching football right now. In Germany, my New England Patriots are just god-awful. I'm so happy that I'm actually doing this show instead of watching this putrid product they put out in the field. But today, I have coming back Tracy Gallagher. Now, you were off screen, unfortunately, on YouTube, but you have the mic, so we will hear you.
Here.
And I just met you, and I can tell you're full ball of energy over there. Tor Blackstead, did I pronounce that correctly?
You got it. Thanks
All right. Well, thank you for both coming on. Now, Tracy, I met you through Milford Helping Hands.
Yes, you did.
How is that going, by the way?
It's great. We are we took the summer off, and we're reconvening in the fall, and we're going to pick some great Milford community service projects to get involved with, including the Turkey Trot. That's one of the things.
That's why we're here today.
We're helping with, so we're here to talk about Turkey Trot today.
Awesome.
I love the plug. She's great.
Yeah. I mean, the whole show is the plug for the Turkey Trot. She still slipped one in there. So the Turkey Trot this is the third annual?
This is the third year.
And you are the founder, right?
I think that's the word.
Yeah. I'm
the guy who
the Milford one anyway.
That we need to start doing something more formal, and works out. Founder, race director.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it.
So I read the Milford Patch article, and there's a bunch of ways you can get involved, right? Virtually, you could do a 1 mile, a 2 mile, a 3 mile, something like that, right?
It's a great event, and we just want to bring people from the community together. So we're looking to find a way to get people in Milford together, looking to do good in the community. That's our main goal and mission.
Yeah.
But on the event, on the day of, it's Thanksgiving morning. Of course, if you're not a big runner and you say, I don't want to run, especially at 9 a.m. on the holiday,
that's me.
Thank you, right there. We've got a 1 mile.
Actually, I'll be at work at 9:30 in the morning that day.
No, you can come join us. Watch the Rum Runners. Grab a few free beers. Come on. Should I open one of these now?
Yes.
Call out for Viva.
A little plug too. I like that.
There we go. But you can show up, and there's a 1 mile. People typically walk that with their dogs, with their kids in strollers.
Right up to Gulf Beach, so on a nice day, it's beautiful.
The 1 mile only goes down to Wilbar. It's that turn on Golf and back.
Let's do the 2 mile, people. Come on.
You start at the Natatorium or Milford Academy or what else? United Way. There's so many different names for that parking lot right there.
I read the Natatorium, and I didn't know what that meant, but now I know exactly where.
It's a swimming pool. So it's right at Golf in New Haven on that.
Yeah, right in the corner there. Yep.
So we've got all the soccer fields. We're all set up. It's a great time. And then the 1 mile, you go down to that bend in Golf and come back.
Yeah.
That's where I live, Wilbar. That's my turn. Then the 2 mile is go down to Goodies on Gulf Beach and back.
Okay.
That's also a simple walk/jog.
Yeah.
But for those diehard, awesome people that want to get 3+ miles in, you can run all the way down to where Calf Pen is, turn left on Buckingham, and then you continue out to where Jimmy's is, and you turn left on New Haven. And that's a nice loop. And it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful to see the community and the scenery and everything that we've got. But it's wonderful. And if you're not in town, you can be virtual. You can run anywhere. I had to do that a couple times when I was out in California on the California Turkey Trot. I'd go to my in-laws in Washington, or I'd go see my parents in Minnesota, and I wouldn't be able to be there. But every morning, it was a tradition that we did for 12 years, and I would get out and run. And it feels so good to, on the original version of the yard sign, which you may or may not have seen because they're hidden behind all the political signs.
They're all
says
gone
run now, gobble later. So you get out in the morning, you run, and you feel great. And we're all going to indulge and eat too much on Thanksgiving. But at least you feel a little bit better about it. And you did some good so that people that don't have that opportunity and aren't in a position have the chance to get some food, because there's a food drive involved. There's a bunch of fundraising. It's a great time.
Awesome.
And whoever you want to be, you can show up. Even if you don't want to run, you can just hang out, drink some beer, watch the Rum Runners.
Where are the Rum Runners playing?
On the soccer fields. We set them up. We get some generators going. Last year it was Jim Pino and just 3 people that he found, because we couldn't get the whole Rum Runners together in time. And he loved it so much because we had last year was over 850.
Yeah, 850.
He
had 850 people.
So I'll tell. I like to talk a lot. Cut me off whenever you want.
No,
but
go.
The first year
I worked last night, so you take the floor, buddy.
I thought that I could peer pressure 50 friends, neighbors, people, because I had just moved to Milford. I thought I could peer pressure 50 people into running early on Thanksgiving morning. I thought, this is no big deal. Let's go for it.
I would have laughed at you.
Right? A lot of people did.
I would have.
A lot of people did, especially in my circle that enjoyed day drinking.
Yeah.
Viva, that is.
Yeah.
and I started up and I said, hey,
just say your address at one time. Then maybe you'll just get a couple of cases sent to your door.
Well, it is known as Turkey Trot headquarters. Yeah. Go to the website, www.milfordturkeytrot.com, and you'll see my address all over it. But I thought this would be great. And then I realized, hey, it's a new world. There's a lot of liability. There's a lot of junk out there.
Yeah.
I need to make sure I do this right. So I went to the city. I got some permits. They said you have to get insurance. I went and I bought insurance. And then all these hoops that I had to jump through, I got it to work. And I said, great, we're going. I'm into this way more than I thought I would to get 50 friends together to go run.
And Tor won't advertise this, but he self-funded the first one.
It happened. Don't tell my wife.
Don't tell his wife.
She's not watching.
But he did spend a fair amount of his own money to get it off the ground the first year. So as it moved forward, we made it a big quest to, first of all, we wanted to include a lot of local businesses. And so we really pushed to get sponsorships to cover the costs of the insurance, the permitting, the police,
the toilets that I'm required to rent.
Many toilets.
Now is that per is there like a minimum like heads that you have? You need that many portalets or?
Well, I'm not one to negotiate with like the health department or the police department. If they say here's what you need, I'll say okay.
Yeah.
I'm from Minnesota. Everyone's honest. Everyone's truthful. Everyone's nice.
From Minnesota?
Yeah, sure, you betcha. and I thought, okay, this is what it is. I found out later you can say, no, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. And they'd be okay with it. But anyways, we did it by the book. It was all good. And it quickly escalated from these 50 randoms I thought I was going to pull together to over 600 people that showed up on the day of the first year. And we were able to donate $8,000 to Calf Penn's PTA, a local elementary school where my son just started in kindergarten, which is where I met Tracy.
Oh,
she was the PTA president at the time. No.
I was not.
Not yet. She was the next year. But I still met Tracy there, and it was great to see the community come together. In the last minute, I had to pull together so many volunteers and people to make this happen. Because it went from, hey, it's 50 of us, let's have a good time and go, to we need to have early packet pickup, we need to have toilets, we need to have signs on the street because we're not going to fit on the sidewalk, we're not closing any streets. And it was amazing. And then it added in the Purple Pantry boxes, which is the local
drop boxes,
nonprofit of the year, the last 2 years in a row, for food insecurity. So we had a big trailer, donations of food, and it was amazing. And then the second year, we learned a lot, and Tracy was then the PTA president, and I said...
PTA president, and I felt a little guilty taking all of Tor's money and not giving him anything in return. So our PTA partnered with him, and we helped to get more sponsors, we helped just to drum up interest around town with our own community. And we went from 600 to 857.
It was 607 to 857 is where it went, and it was incredible.
It was great. It was so much fun. And Tor said to me, my goal is I want to take this citywide. So we've been pushing this year to get more schools involved. So now we have, I think, 7 of Milford's schools who are helping. And so they're pushing it in their communities. We're getting a bunch of volunteers and a bunch of runners. And some more sponsorships. We have some new sponsors this year that we didn't have in the past. So yeah, it's going really well. We're so excited about what we have. And in the last week and a half, we always get a lot of last minute signups. So we have a goal of 1,000 participants this year, and we're pretty optimistic that we're going to make it.
Now, are you guys shutting that road down or what?
So it is a fun run/walk.
Yeah.
All road rules must be followed if you read the website.
Yeah.
It is not competitive, so no one's shoved off the sidewalk, and people ease into it. So it's not like a ready, set, go.
Right.
People shove each other out of the way. It's pretty calm and contained.
And we try to do it by waves. Like you mentioned, if you want to do a 1 mile, okay, you're going to start last. If you want to do a 2 mile, you're going to start last.
Yeah.
If you're going to do the 3 mile, I'll break you up into 3 or 4 different
And you're all
groups.
congregated up at the parking lot. And
we've got barricades set up.
Yeah.
And this year, a new addition is going to be, because we have so many
Was that road
sponsors.
redone because of you?
I think so. I think so. So when I was out in Connecticut looking at houses, looking at places to move, we're moving from San Jose, California. The sidewalks were ripped up and gone, and the road looked almost new, but there was still that half inch or inch before you get to the curb.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's really new asphalt, but I don't think they did it right. There's a little section. No, they were just waiting for us to move in.
And I still don't understand the bike lane in the.
Well, coming from California, I use
Is that how they do it out there?
I use it all the time. I mean, biking around here is so beautiful. If you start on golf,
I mean, I understand what a bike lane is, but just how they positioned it.
It could have been done differently, but something is better.
We
than
have a
nothing.
mayor now, so
Something's
maybe
better
we get
than nothing.
Yeah.
And I mean, the fact that I lived across the street or across Gulf from Ben wasn't bad for me. But I'm excited to see what's coming in the new administration and see what's coming in the next generation. And there's a lot of things that Milford has done really, really well. I've only been around for 3.5, almost 4 years. And I've seen great things, and the community involvement, Tracy mentioned it, the sponsors that come out of the woodwork and say, I want to be a part of this, I want to do good. And I reach out to them and say, great, how can I get the most exposure for you? How can I make this sponsorship worth it so that next year when you're looking at your marketing budget, you think of us? And they say, no.
There's so many small businesses downtown that are incredible, and they really do support all the charitable stuff.
Everything.
They're so generous, including Stonebridge, who has really pulled out this year for us, which we're excited about. But our restaurants are incredible. Our shops are incredible. And not chains. We've got a lot of, mom and pops.
Right.
And a lot of the companies are saying, no, I don't need to get anything out of this. I just want to give back to the community. And it's a good cause. Yeah. Because we're focused, it's 3 different categories of charities that we go after. The first one and the biggest one from the beginning, Milford Public Schools. Yeah. I'm a big fan of public schools. I went to public school my whole life in Minnesota. I went to the University of Minnesota, paid my own school, everything along the way. Parents are awesome, love them. Just not in a financial situation, so I had to pay for it myself. Right. It changed how I look at school. When you realize what every Thursday morning, Friday morning, 8 a.m. class costs, you're going to make it. It doesn't matter what happened the night before. So Milford Public Schools is a big one. Then Purple Pantry Boxes. Sue Brown, I don't know if you know her, but she is phenomenal. Yep. And I saw her at a talk at Athletic Brewing, and I was pulled in. The passion, the excitement, the fact that 1/3 of Milford residents are living in a food insecure situation.
It's great. I mean,
unbelievable.
I just had Keeping Milford Warm on earlier in the week, and
the people that need oil,
it's shocking.
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 And I'm so fortunate in my life to have never been in that specific situation of needing food, needing heat. But I'm in a position where I can help, so I want to push back, or support, and that's where Purple Pantry comes in. And then there's, of course, Avery's little army for the Cure Starts Now for pediatric brain cancer.
Yep, pediatric brain cancer. We have a local chapter of the Cure Starts Now, which raises funds for research, and a high percentage of the money goes directly to the research for pediatric brain cancer. And it was started by a Milford parent whose young adult daughter passed away from brain cancer. And we have in our community a fantastic family who's going through it right now. Actually, I think there's several. I'm very close to the Laffertys, and their daughter Avery is a 6th grader at Harborside, and they are fighting the big fight right now. So they got us hooked up with the Cure Starts Now, and they do incredible work. So they're one of our charities that we like to give to, so that they can continue.
And I got connected through Tracy, obviously, because last year Avery was a 5th grader at Cap Ben.
Right.
And my son was going into 1st grade. And meeting Avery, she's such an amazing young...
She's the spunkiest.
I'll say young girl, is that... Yeah.
She's,
I think that's right. She's not yet a lady.
She's a...
Whatever you call it. But she's amazing. Tween. Oh, goodness.
She is a spunky tween.
I've got a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Or 6th?
6th.
So she's
in Harborside. She's in...
Okay.
But those are the 3 charities,
awesome
foundations and focuses, and it's so amazing to see, again, the community. These sponsors are reaching out saying, "Hey, I'll give you this money." And I say, "What can I do for you?" They say, "Nothing. Yeah. I just want you're doing a good thing. Yeah. Here's money, take it." And I said, "Okay, well, that's amazing and wonderful." But we're
it's I've had countless charity things or fundraisers or community stuff in Milford, and like I know I've seen the signs for this before, but
nice. We're winning, Tracy.
Yeah. But until Tracy reached out to me, I wasn't really too aware of it, But obviously, I mean, of course, I'm in a different lifestyle. I work Wednesday night before Thanksgiving till
that's your big night.
2 in the morning,
huge night.
till 2 in the morning, and I got to be back at work for 9:30 to work a double on Thanksgiving Day.
Yep.
So like, I would love to hang out there or go to a football game or actually sit down. But it's just I'm just so used to this side of life, so I don't pay too much attention to what all the people that have the whole weekend off are doing. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's day drinking while I'm day working, on the holidays. But I think it's awesome what you're doing, and I could just see in you your passion for helping, and that's the main thing, and that's what I see in the show so much. Is it had you guys on, and it's just it's so good to see, and you guys couldn't make the point any better with the businesses in town.
They're incredible.
They really are. And
they're reaching out.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I try to go door to door.
Of course.
I've got supporters now that are reaching out and going door to door. But they're the ones coming in saying, we want to do more good. And that's so... I love Milford.
And we love the idea of trying to do something that crosses the whole town.
Right.
If we can give some money to every school, if every school in Milford wants to help.
Well, I mean, you guys are on year 3, and you're already like just leaps and bounds from the year before and the year before.
It was $8,000 donated to charity the first year, $20,000 last year, and we're already well over $21,000 right now, but our goal is $30,000, which doesn't sound like a lot.
And if you can't race or you can't attend, you can always donate on the website. You can donate.
There's a button right there when you go to the website.
Donate or just register virtually. Because again, you want your free shirt. They're amazing. Look at this is the original. Tracy's wearing last year's.
Too.
What's the color for this year?
Oh, should I say it?
Breaking news.
Hot pink.
Baby.
Nobody knows. But
You will
I
see
found
those shirts all over town.
Oh, it's going to be so great. I got another sponsor, a local guy, right at next to Fratelli's in that strip mall. I print Seth, amazing guy. I met up with him through other sponsors saying, go to him, he'll help you out. And he's going to do all the shirts. He did a ton of those yard signs that you can see around town. He's doing race bibs this year. Oh, you've got one right there. Yep. It's beautiful.
Put it on the camera for me. Here we go.
There we go. Live music, free beer. What more do you need?
Who's supplying the beer?
So Nebco has been a part of the Turkey Trot from the beginning.
Awesome.
New England Brewing Company.
Awesome
They're
guys
amazing.
over there.
Super, super awesome guys. Rob, Marty Giuliano is my neighbor, and that's how I really got connected in. And also Tribus was with us last year, and they're committed to be with us again this year. So there was a certain amount of beer that they brought last year, and when the band was kind of wrapping up around 10:45, 11, the last few beers were handed out. And this year they said, hey, we're not going to run out. We're going to take care of this. They didn't believe me that runners at 9 in the morning on Thanksgiving morning would enjoy a beer. And I said, you clearly don't know runners.
Cold local beer.
My mother, when I was, teenager, was a runner. And we lived out in, we didn't live, but we vacationed out in Cape Cod. And she always made sure we went out there when it was the 5K for Brewster or whatever the town was. And she'd finish the race, and I was the water boy, for one of the checkpoints. And then she'd be like, all right, you can go home now. I'm like, what are you doing? So we're staying and drinking.
It's a great community.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Runners are a lot of fun.
I'm not the body type.
They're a little wacky, though.
Nor am I.
That are not looking at camera. Us dwarfs are very effective at short distances. Lord of the Rings.
If I have Thanksgiving off, I'm doing the 1 mile walk.
But my wife is what some people might say a little loco, and she does the Ironman.
She's a jogger.
She's the real deal.
It's a Silent J.
Yeah, Silent J.
She does the 50K trail runs. She does the Ironman competitions. She does all this stuff. And when we were dating, I saw her.
Are you drinking Vivas while she's doing this?
I'm always drinking Vivas. Don't get me wrong. She.
Hey, I will try to make Viva a sponsor for you guys next year.
That'd be
You
amazing.
would
That'd be
love
amazing.
that.
But yeah, I flew out to Madison as I was living in California. She was living in Portland, and she's doing an Ironman, a full Ironman, which is an insane distance, right? 2-something mile swim, 113 mile bike ride, and then a full marathon.
Is it a full marathon?
Yeah, full marathon. And I was at my buddy's wedding on the coast of Michigan the night before. I left early, and I drove down Michigan, through Indiana, up into Chicago, stopped on a couch in Chicago for about 2 hours because I just couldn't make it. Another friend.
I was going to say, was it a couch on the street? I just found one and somebody left it outside.
Another friend. And then I kept going, and I got into the parking lot at 4 a.m., and I'm sleeping in the rental car. And her dad knocks on the window at like 4:30. He's like, Tor, we got to go. She needs to get ready. I'm like, I'm up. What's going on? So I went and I watched her do this Ironman in Madison, and I was hooked at this feeling, this vibe, this excitement of this mass group of people going out and doing exciting things. Her stinking father took a picture of me passed out in the grass as she's doing her 100-and-some mile bike ride.
Right.
Here's the boyfriend passed out in the grass. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't day drinking yet.
But you were freaking driving
I
all
was
through the night.
excited. I just couldn't do it. So I figured this is the best time. She's going to be on the bike for what, 4 hours, 8 hours?
Right.
Who knows?
Right.
Who knows? But
How long was the bike ride?
that gave me the vibe. 113 miles, if I'm not mistaken.
Holy shit. So how long, like an average person does it take them to complete?
I think someone's going to Google this and correct me. I think they start around 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. or something like that, and you have to finish by midnight.
Okay.
So she finished well early because she's
like 2 mile swim has got to be
right.
That's
long.
Intense.
That's the scariest for most. I've done a few halves.
Yeah.
I've done a number of half Ironmans because she hooked me, and I wanted her to like me. So I was like, yeah, I could do this.
Oh, you're one of those guys?
Yeah. My goal is to do half what my wife can do at all times.
What was that movie with Ben Stiller where he went and ate Indian food?
Oh, something about Polly.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
Along
God,
Came
Eddie's
Polly.
guy.
Along Came Polly.
Along Came Polly. It's something about marriage.
It's just sweat. He's like, no, I'm good. I love Indian food.
He's got IBS or something. It was just a disaster. See, I can relate with Ben.
Yeah, you're probably like having a mini heart attack. You're like, no, I'm good. This is great. I love running.
Like
But you got the
a good
girl.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, it took a lot of work, and I don't know how I tricked her, but
She's awfully cool.
Oh, she's incredible. She's incredible. But
How many kids you
it was a
have?
good time. Two. So I've got a son.
Shout him out.
Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
He's 7. He's in Miss DL's class right now at Cap Penn.
Okay.
Amazing teacher,
Yep.
amazing kid. Oh my gosh, he's so fun. He was on baseball. We just got into this whole Little League, the Milford Little League, which is super cool.
I went through all that with
to see all of this.
Braden. Yep.
He's doing basketball come up in a few months.
Nice.
It's super fun. And my daughter Zoe, she's in kindergarten with Miss Buckheit, where Jackson was with Miss Buckheit. And
Queen of kindergarten.
Queen Bee. Oh my goodness. She's also, what is she? She's in charge of the Irish Festival or something
we'll
like that.
We'll get her on here to talk about
the
the
Queen-
parade.
the
She's
Queen
high
Bee.
up on the parade committee
The Queen
for New
Bee.
Haven.
Oh, the Haven Parade?
Yep, and
Oh,
she is
boy.
a
Like the top of the
killer
Irish.
kindergarten teacher.
I retired my services from the New Haven Parade.
But Zoe just went to her first gymnastics class at GCA.
Oh, nice.
And it was so great because there I am. My wife was traveling for work doing a thing. She's an incredible engineer. And there I am at GCA. And I'm like, oh, I know that bar next door. And I walk in. I've got my son with me. And then she's in there and I'm talking to the people. And I'm like, so is it taboo if I leave? Am I supposed to stay?
Right.
I recognize some of the moms from the PTA at Cap Penn. I'm like, hey, good to see you. And
Oh, that's the place.
it's a gossip center.
We would go to...
That's not my scene.
Not necessarily mine either, but we did some ninja classes at GCA, and my daughter Helen is now, she just turned 12 a couple days ago. But a couple years ago, there was a ninja class followed by a hip-hop class. So that's 2 long hours of GCA. So we had a little cluster of parents that would hop on over to the bar.
I couldn't get any of them to join me, but I went over there with my son. We had his reading books for the weekend. We're sitting at the bar, and he's reading through his books, and he's writing down all his answers, and I'm so proud of this little second grader. Doing all this stuff on his own. He's like, no, Dad, I'll do it.
So again, shout out to Milford Public Schools, which...
Wait till they're 13.
And bar 333.
And bar 333.
Oh, we can't say that on the show.
Edit. Delete. But it was great to see him be so excited about doing his homework and getting it done.
Wait. Hold on. Time out.
Go back.
He has homework?
Of course he does. It's weekly. He gets like 4 books. He's supposed to
My
read.
girlfriend's son, I've been living with him for 4 years. I've never seen him do any homework.
He might not bring it
this
home.
is like...
That might be a...
He says what's the thing in school called? It's like... We called it like...
Like study period.
Yes.
They in middle school and high school, I think they get even more time, but they do get some time where all of their teachers are available to them. So if they're having trouble with something, they can go to their main core teachers and get help, or they can sit and do their work that they weren't able to finish in class.
Right. So he'll say, "Oh, I did it," and whatever they call it, and I'm like, but it's weird now though. Like when we grew up, and we get report cards, and we like now the parents can like. It's on their phone.
You don't know this yet, but
they're behind on assignments.
Power School and middle school, you'll get a little alert.
Oh my God! It's like so. Then like my girlfriend will put me and him in the in our little group chat, and she'll just post like he has an F because he hasn't turned anything in. But once he turns it in, it's an A. But like and I'm like would you stop including me in these until he gets his grades at the end of each semester or however they do it. Like just it I get it, but he's never. I mean, every once in a while he's got to do an assignment because he's late on it. But
what grade do they start doing letters? Because I remember growing up in Minnesota, and it was check boxes on a scale.
Right.
And it was like, oh, you're here. You're here.
Well, middle school, he's
sixth
middle
grade.
school.
he's at East Shore, so he's 8th grade now.
My
yeah.
daughter is 6th at East Shore.
Oh, is she? Oh, nice. Yeah. And he gets grades now.
Okay, good.
Like grade, yeah, not just like pass, fail, or
The check boxes.
Yeah, the check boxes. Yeah.
Or my daughter's like, oh, she
She got
recognized
a 3.
X out of 23 sight words. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, that doesn't sound very good.
Yeah. In
In
grade
my
school,
world, that's a comfortable F.
in grade school, it's like 1, 2, 3, and 4, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's like meeting expectations.
Yeah.
Ahead, not ahead.
Another reason I just plan to do half of what my wife accomplishes in life because I haven't seen those yet.
I don't know. Well, so he just applied to Platt today.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Yes,
nice. The trade
yes,
school.
yeah.
That was
That's incredible.
when I moved in and my neighbors took me to Orchard to go play the Orchards or whatever you call it.
Yeah, the little golf course. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get to the 3rd hole in the back, and they were digging it out.
It was a hole 3.5 years ago. And I said, well, guys, what is going on here? And they're like, oh, it's really exciting. It's this, it's that, and everything. And now that the kids go to the YMCA all the time, and that's where they spend the summer camp, I've seen it.
Yeah, so
Super cool.
I believe what they did was, so they had the old school in the fields, and then they built the new school in the fields, and then they flip-flopped it. So he took a tour of it. I didn't get to go, but he took a tour like 2 weeks ago, and he was just... He's big in cars and automotive and stuff, so... I think I always say I wish I went to tech school.
I wish I went to tech school.
And then I didn't have to pay for my own college.
I'm
like
throw
you
a plug
did.
out. I loved college.
I loved college too much. I think that's
I had
part
to
of the
take
problem.
I had to take a second degree so I could stay for 4 years.
Were you Van Wilder? I could see you being like a Van Wilder.
God, no. He did for like 18 years.
Yeah, like 12 years or something.
No, my counselor, like beginning of junior year, she's like, so you're going to finish and graduate at the end of your junior year. I was like, no. Let's talk.
How do we stay? How do we stay?
How do I stay longer? She's
Yeah.
like, well, you have to pick up a second major. Otherwise, we got to kick you out because you did everything. I was paying for my own college.
You're like in the womb. You're like, I don't want to leave.
After 15 credits, everything is free. And since I'm paying, I'm not taking 15 credits. I'm taking 25 because I'm paying for everything.
What year were you in college?
What year?
Or years?
It
was your first year?
2004 to
Yeah.
2008.
2008. So yeah, I can't imagine. Like I was 92 at the University of Haven. It was, I'd say like 13,000 the first year. By the time I graduated, 96 and a half. I've told the story before. I'll make it real quick. I took figure drawing as my art elective that I had to take to graduate, and they never told me it wasn't an art elective. I had to take history of art. So they let me march in graduation, but I had to go back the next semester and take one fucking class to get my actual diploma. Fuck, I was so mad. And I had to pay for it too, you know.
Get me out of here.
Yeah, it was like $1,200 for this, and it was hard, but I wasn't really trying either. I'm like, I just want to get a D and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it's turned into a money factory.
I didn't pay off my loans until I was like 38 years old.
Do you remember when you got the letter?
The final loan payment?
Oh my gosh.
That was the best.
It wasn't day, but we drank. Oh my goodness.
It was so exciting.
It was on the fridge.
Yeah.
I was living, this is kind of personal, but I was living in my uncle's basement in San Jose, California.
Another
with a
couch
bunch
you
of other-
found.
I lived there for 12 years. and it was on the fridge for over a year because I was so excited.
Yeah.
And I was like, guys, you're not touching this.
I had my biggest one was like Sally Mae, I think.
Yep.
And they kept like I don't know, like I just when I was younger was not good with my money, and so that this whole extra half semester like totally screwed me because all of my loan, you know, they give you the 6-month grace period.
Yeah, you're due.
Well, all that shit got sent to my mom's house, and she just stacked it up. And then when I went over
send
there,
it to you.
I just went, and she goes, "Oh, by the way, Jer, you got a stack of mail on the fridge over there." And it's like this, and it's like the first bill.
I now know what
the
it
second
sounds
bill.
like.
Then it's like collections, and oh my god! So I open it all up, and I got to make 100 phone calls. I got to come up with like $1,000 to make everybody happy. And then Sally Mae it's like they just kept refining it, or
Yep.
you know, so I was paying-
Automatically, without
yes,
telling you.
without telling you.
No signature, nothing needed.
No.
Yeah.
But they're sneaky because they're like, I was paying like, let's say $180 a month, right? Oh, it's only $125 now, but it gets extended out for 3 more years, and I just kept writing the check for.
I think every kid who signs a loan should have to have at least a little course on what it means when you're signing a loan, because I had no idea.
Couldn't agree more.
See, that's one of
They
those
don't teach
things
that shit in
you
high
just
school.
They don't,
or,
and they
or college
should.
unless you
Yeah,
seek it out.
Yeah,
You
right,
got-
right,
But now, in today's world, I'm sorry, you YouTube that shit yourself.
right.
Yeah, well,
You Google it. You figure it out. I mean, like I said, I had to pay my own college.
Yep.
I knew exactly.
I'd be
when each
stunned if
loan
I saw Braden
was due.
fucking Googling how to pay loans past
Yeah.
all his TikTok videos and
See, like,
reels
I
he's
didn't,
sending me.
thank goodness I didn't have TikTok. Facebook.
Does your son have a phone now?
The Facebook started, and the University of Minnesota was one of the first couple universities that were allowed to
Oh,
get
yeah?
in. So we were in the original when that homepage was so simple.
Did you get your settlement check yet?
I pushed the button, but I haven't. But I mean, you would take your pictures and crop them horizontally,
Yeah.
so that it would take up the entire page because they didn't have the logic in the code then to
Right.
resize everything for you. So, yeah, it was
Yeah,
a
I didn't
different
get-
time. I can't imagine going to college now with all the cameras.
oh my gosh.
We wouldn't be here
I mean, I'm older than Jeremy, so I was in the dark ages of.
by like a day.
We
Come on.
I started college with a typewriter.
Oh, whoa.
We had like a computer lab. Very few of my friends actually had their own computers in their dorm rooms.
Yeah,
That's how old I am.
I'm trying to think. I remember. Yeah, I remember like high school was like the old IBM computers, you know, and you just kind of learned to type on them.
We had the Apple IIe's.
Oh, now these kids get laptops. They bring to school with them, and it's just like theirs. It's like,
Which I'm kind of happy that my son comes home with the laptop and my daughter's got a little pad to work on. My son will come home and he's excited to play Prodigy. It's a math game.
yeah.
He's excited to play Prodigy, so he has more points than the other kids in his class. And I'll sit there with him on the difficult things because
Yeah.
it's a new subject, or he's 2 or 3.
And math has
sessions
changed
ahead.
since we were.
Oh, heck yeah.
What can you not ask Alexa? I'm sure if I said it loud enough, like, okay, Google, or
Or
hey,
somebody
Alexa,
lives above me has it.
someone
Yeah,
is
yeah.
going to start talking to itself like the South Park episode, and it will start a nasty conversation. But yeah, it's crazy.
I don't. Yeah, it's nuts. And I like when I first moved in with Nicole. Braden comes home and he's in 4th grade or 5th grade. And he's got these math problems. So it's a division thing, and I'm looking at it, and I do it longhand, and that's what I do. He goes, he's looking at me like
What are you doing, Dad?
What are you doing, dude? No, that's not it. I'm like, yeah, it is. So then I have 2 friends from work that are one's a math teacher, so I texted her, and I'm like, what is this? She goes, oh, it's Common Core math. I'm like, what is it? She goes, oh, yeah, we changed this shit like 5 years ago. And I'm like, why?
Where have you been?
Yeah, I got to go back to school to teach him how to do his school? No.
We don't do
not
that division
happening.
the same way anymore. You need to catch up.
2nd grade math during COVID almost broke me.
The only thing I divide now is a fucking restaurant check. That's easy.
Yeah, how many cards you got? Great, I'll pick one.
The computer does it for me, divided by 3,
Have
divided by 4.
you
divided
had
by
people? That was one of my favorite games. Credit card roulette.
Oh,
So
yes.
everyone
Yep.
at the table throws in a card, and they say, like, hey, here's all 8 of them. You go pick one. Don't tell us.
Yeah.
I don't want you to do it here.
Yeah.
I want you after you charge the card.
Yeah.
And then you come back. Is that common?
Not common, but I've done it a few times. And I always, like, take the Amex metal card, no matter
That's
what.
why
I just gravitate it right to it. And I'm like, oh, lucky you.
See? So that's funny. That's funny you say that because
Yeah.
I thought it was because I have just a messed up name. And I
Oh, I'm not going to go through all 8 cards and look at your names.
I thought people were looking at the names.
No,
but you're saying it's because it's the silver Amex. Okay.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, has the best points in all the airport lines.
Well, one.
Here's a plug for American Express if you're
One
not
I
already
did.
a member.
Wow. Are they sponsoring Turkey Trot?
I wish. No.
Yeah, maybe somebody's listening.
Once we hit 500,000 participants, they might be interested.
I had the Amex Black come by.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
You're a big spender.
No, I didn't. It's not mine. No, I'm saying in a roulette.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was
sure.
fucking. There you go,
He's not
pal.
going to notice if
That
you...
would be you.
I'll be like, yeah, you want me to call your concierge right now and see how much you're gonna tip me? But roulette's yeah. The kids now though they're too shy to play it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for the most part.
I was introduced to it in New Orleans with a group of...
Well, they all
college
Venmo
buddies.
each other now.
Which is
Like
so brilliant.
which is brilliant because if you have the card with the points,
Yep.
you take the tab and let everyone Venmo. I mean, as long as you're smart with your money, you're just not like blowing the Venmo money somewhere else. But that's how you do it. Get those points, baby.
Yes. Do you concur? I concur, doctor.
Yeah. There was arguments years ago. I remember reading, like, I've been in this business my whole life. So, if, like, I pay the tab, the 3 of us go out and I pay it, and then I ask for cash from you, that's, like, not the right thing to do.
Really?
Yeah. Like, that was, like, a big thing back in the... This is before credit cards were pretty much the main form of payment. You know, like, oh, what's he going to do with it? Well, it doesn't matter. It's his bill. You know, like, whatever. If he wants to pay interest on that credit card, that's his own problem. But that was, like, a big conversation back, like, I would say, like, 20 years ago.
Huh.
Yeah, so somebody who paid with a credit card. Now, this is before debit cards, too. So, it's just the credit card, and then, you know, say it's $300, you give me $100, you give me $100 in cash. People would think that's taboo.
Suspicious.
Yeah.
What's he doing with all that cash?
Yeah. Then he's in bankruptcy court the next day.
Oh, he kept my $32. that calamari really put him over the edge.
Yeah, I know, right? So what do you want to rattle off real quick all your sponsors?
Oh,
Give them all shout outs?
Yeah,
Oh,
bust
shoot.
out your
I would
list
I would
of
love to.
sponsors.
Let me quickly find this because there's so many. But first, I want to talk about the charities because
Yes.
that's what it's for.
And before he lists the sponsors, we just want to thank them immensely because thanks to the sponsors, every dollar in the past 2 years that we've made from
this year,
race entries,
We've hit it.
We've hit it. Yes, that's so exciting. So every dollar that you guys out there in the world spend on donations or race entries goes directly to our charities, which means all the overhead is covered by the sponsors. It's incredible.
Wow.
It was
That's
over
awesome.
$16,000 this year to make the race happen. Just to give you an idea of the number, which to me is ridiculous as a cost. But we're talking about 1,000.
So that's before you donate.
Correct.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we need 16 grand to make this event happen.
And the biggest expense is the beautiful shirts you see Tracy
These-
wearing, and I'm wearing the one from the original
These are
first
not
year.
your average crappy event
It's not
shirt.
cotton.
It is not cotton.
And they're long sleeve because
Long
it's a little
sleeve.
chilly.
Performance race shirt,
Oh.
if you will.
Yep.
And you could do the
With our
girls
sponsors?
V-neck or the...
So there's 3
Sponsors
models.
on the back?
There's the unisex/men's size that I'm wearing. There's the ladies version
Ladies
that Tracy
cut
is sporting
V-neck.
over here.
Yeah.
And then there's a youth version.
Yep.
And it's absolutely incredible because
And you'll see them all over town.
I get so excited when I'm driving down Gulf Street or I'm over at Dick's or I'm just at ShopRite and I see someone in a turkey trot shirt. I'll walk up to them and I'll say, I'm a hugger. Can I have a hug? Because apparently in today's world, it's weird if you just walk up to someone and give them a hug. So I have to ask now.
I would. Yeah.
But I'm a hugger.
No,
And
I'll give you a hug after.
most
I'm
people are okay with it because I'm already in my turkey trot shirt because that's just what I wear. And it's just so fun to see the bright colors running around, walking around.
I'm surprised I've never met you before.
I've only been here a little while.
Yeah, I know, but
I know. I knew you
run
guys
in the
would
same
hit it off.
circles. Yeah, we run in the same circles, I think.
We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. So
I had Ben Blake on the show. Come on now.
Oh, Ben. Yeah, he's a good guy. I actually met him at the McVoy's Halloween party a couple of years ago, and he was there. And this poor guy, when you're the mayor, you're always on.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, hey, let's not talk politics. Let's not do anything. Let's just hang out, get drunk, have fun.
Yeah.
And my poor friend that came in from California started grilling him on politics. I was like,
oh jeez.
stop. But he handled it like a professional politician would.
We were in agreement on one. Well, no, we were agreeing on plenty of stuff, but like the biggest
no, you
one.
can say there's one.
No, the one was the masking of the kids in the schools, and this was like we did it December. We did December of 2021, so we did the podcast, and we didn't really talk about it on air, but off air we were like. He's like, but there was nothing he could do. He's like, that's actually out of my control. That's superintendent of schools. I can't. He goes, but I hate it. I hate sending my kids off. And
It was a weird time.
it really was. It really was weird.
We were lucky. Our kids didn't go into school yet, so
Yeah.
we bought the house at the perfect time. We moved into the city. Our neighbors were forced to hang out with us and get to know us because we.
That's how you wrangled up the first few.
Right. That's why I thought I was so aggressive. Like 50, easy 50.
Yeah.
People have been hanging out with me the whole time, but they could no longer send their kids to hockey or soccer or swimming or rowing.
Yeah.
Nothing. They had to
You have
hang
to
out
sort of
in the
pot
backyard.
up with the people around you.
And then we were like, hey, we'll put the solo stove here. We'll sit here, and you sit there, and you sit there, and you sit there, and we'll bring another 20 families. Here's another solo stove.
Yeah.
Roast marshmallows from afar.
Yeah.
And we turned it, everyone, it was great.
It was oddly community building in that way. I mean, again,
It
there was
was.
all the school stuff was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I know, everybody did the best they could.
Right.
And I'm so glad to be on the other side of it.
I couldn't imagine like just being a leader of whatever.
Anything.
Anything, and just trying to like explain to everybody what you've been explained to yourself by someone above you.
Right.
And it's like, well, what do you do?
And you don't
like,
have a choice.
Like, I'm not a big Lamont fan, but I thought he handled it pretty well.
Yeah, I do too.
And we're right next to New York where it got bad and whatever. I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day,
There was no right answer. Right. Somebody was going to be really mad at you no matter what you
anytime you
decided
make
to
a
do.
decision, half the population hates you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And anytime you're elected,
Yep.
half the population hates you. It's so unfortunate.
And that was at a time when just everyone was so scared. So emotions were so high. It was...
Well, you couldn't turn the TV on without it fucking in your face. It was just, okay.
Well, you can. You just need to turn the TV on to the correct channel.
Not back then.
So South Park is great. Family Guy is
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Then what happens? It goes to commercial.
No, not if you stream.
Oh,
Sorry, I don't actually pay for TV service. I
Tracy.
shouldn't say that out
He
loud.
went to college in 2004. That's the difference.
He doesn't
I still like my clicker.
My clicker.
Wait, is that not your phone? You don't have the app on your phone? Come on. There's an app for that. So I'm going to jump into the sponsors because I love them.
Okay, yeah.
Here we go.
off track there.
I got to do some shout outs. So first of all, beer, because free beer is part of running every
Yes.
time. Nebco, New England Brewing Company, amazing. Rob at Nebco is so generous. And Marty, my neighbor, is phenomenal. And also Tribus. Tribus is going to come back this year. They were there last year.
Shout out to Matt and the boys.
Oh my goodness, they're so good.
All delicious.
And then going down the list, there's
Their seltzers are good.
Really good.
oh my goodness, I love that.
Yeah.
And it's good. Acadia is a design construction for households and things. Zeiss is more of the commercial side. Dick's Sporting Goods is a huge sponsor.
Yay, Dick's.
We're actually doing a early packet pickup on Saturday.
So
with
Dick's. Yeah. So is that like a local guy that runs that store, or
No, it's Dick's
national?
corporate.
Oh, really?
Dick's corporate. So my contact is
Some
out of Hartford.
bigwigs, huh?
I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't want to brag, but I'm not humble, so let's go.
I'm sure it's no surprise to you that he knows how to schmooze.
Yeah.
Well, it actually came through a few of the previous relationships at the Milford Little League and also through Milford United Soccer Club. Both great organizations for kids to get out and be active, which is good. And any study you want to read,
Right.
get your kids active. So then they connected me with Dick's, and Dick's is like, yes, we love this.
It's so cool that a big corporate entity like Dick's wants to make a difference in a smaller local way. I think that's amazing.
Offer up their store for us to do a packet pickup on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So we're going to have tables, have people, everything coming up. It's, 6 days away?
Yeah, next
Which
weekend.
is fun. Real Estate Matters 203 is a cool guy that just goes out and does a lot of real estate. Warrior Consulting, Carolyn Auger and her Coldwell Banker team. I'm reading off the list because it's amazing how many we have.
Carolyn's a good friend of mine.
Carolyn Auger is phenomenal. Actually, her husband, Bob, is the one that I got connected with randomly through my friend in Minnesota, who's a real estate guy, and Bob is the one who unfortunately had to drive me around for multiple weekends
For
to
your
search
75
through.
houses?
That was just the last weekend.
Did you have a bottle of Jaeger in the car? Because he likes his
Oh my goodness,
Jägermeister.
no, but his eardrums might have popped because of my, at the time, 1-year-old Zoe.
Oh, no.
Who would scream and go crazy as we're going from house to house to house, as my wife is working at the Orange office, and I'm with Bob in his, at the time, I think it was like a Yukon or something, or a Tahoe, and I was like, Bob, I can smell it. We got to pull over, buddy. We got to pull over. I need to change a diaper.
We got a
So there he is. He pops the trunk. I change the diaper in the back of his car. Poor real estate guy. He's like, who did I get set up with? But I bought the house next to his best friend, who's Marty from Nebco, and that's how I.
The rest is history.
I found the house. Yeah.
Nice.
So Carolyn Auger and team are great. Active Health, which is chiropractic, acupuncture, sports medicine, they're amazing. Darkstone Digital. I was telling you the story earlier. He's our local Milford horror video game developer. Super cool. Trinity Point Wealth is amazing. They're bringing stuff to the raffle.
Nice.
We're still looking for raffle stuff if you know people.
Yep.
We'll do that work. M&T Bank is phenomenal. They helped out quite a bit with our golf tournament we did last year. We've got another golf tournament coming up May 13th if you want to play golf.
Definitely chat about that.
And it's super fun.
Yep.
And then...
Where do you play?
Grassy.
Grassy, yeah.
I mean, I'd love to go other places, but the packages that they have and the support that team provides, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. So
That's great. Great tournament course.
great tournament course. They do awesome food. You have fun. They let Nebco come in and give free beer to everybody throughout the whole tournament.
Nice.
So
Yep.
like, come on, what do you do when you play golf? You drink golf. You drink beer.
Yeah.
And you wait for the people in
I
front of you
drink
to get out of the
Vivas.
way. Sorry, I drink Vivas. That's what I meant. I don't have another one. There you go.
I know. We're out of beer already.
And then Sherry Galena, who's a real estate, Shoreline Marketing Solutions, Dive Bar. I'm going to go rapid fire.
Dive Bar's
here.
my guy.
Love it.
Shoreline Family Chiropractic with Dr. P.
Best.
New England Home Mortgage with Aaron and Jesse. Winners, which is they're new this year. Super excited about that. Scratch Baking and Leslie has been incredible. Leslie has gone around and she talked to so many different people. Leslie is the reason that Stonebridge is involved.
Oh, nice.
But she's got this brilliant marketing idea. She goes on to some website and prints out 1,000 little cards. Says, hey, bring this into Scratch for one free cookie. Thanks for being part of the Turkey Trot. Who in the history of life has gone to Scratch
And only gotten one cookie?
Right.
Zucchini bread.
Women's Wellness, Stonebridge, West Haven Swim Club, Atomic Kid Studios, Nate Plates, Michelle Regazzoni and Associates, Milford Body Therapy, Bright Horizons, Milestones Behavioral Service, Archeolo Shoes, Athleta, iPrint Inc. Seth is the guy who's done all the shirts, done all the yard signs. Awesome. Green Power Monitor, it's my company, not really getting anything out of it other than my time. And then a bunch of supports like Milford United Soccer Club that I mentioned, the Milford Education Foundation. They have a robotics club called Mojo, which is super amazing. And then TWS, the Wilbar Society. And they like to say improving life for all while living our best lives. And that's the street that I'm on. We just like to do good in the world.
So in your third year now, that's all you got?
I know. I need to do better. If I could get some money out of DDWD, we'll make it happen. But I think Viva's on the list. They're on the hit list.
Yeah, they're on the hit list next year.
It's super amazing. And as Tracy mentioned earlier, we've been able the first 2 years to get enough corporate sponsors / funding my wife doesn't know about, so that all of the race registrations and all of the donations on the website go to charity, which is amazing. It's been $28,000 in 2 years of a little thing that we just decided to start. And this year we're already over 21,000. We're shooting for 30. It's going to be super cool. We've gotten so many corporate
And it just
sponsors.
gets more and more.
Is there like a
fun.
deadline to register, or you can register that day?
You can register the day of.
You might
It
not
just
get a
makes
shirt.
it a nightmare for me
We
to get you a shirt.
discourage same day registration.
We discourage, but we'll accept
We'll
money
still take your money.
Honestly, my
And
wife
I know it's
is-
Thanksgiving. Is there any food at the,
so
or just beer?
Leslie from Scratch donates a ton of food for the volunteers the morning of.
Yeah.
So if you
But-
want to help,
We
Yeah.
don't promise any food. We don't have any vendors.
Just curious, yeah.
Mission Barbecue, I see the sign right there. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. They're going to bring their big tank truck,
Oh, are they?
and they're going to set that up. It's not like any food comes out of it, but they're providing a bunch of donations
Nice.
for the raffle. It's just a super good time.
Yeah.
So I tell people to bring their own water, bring their own food, bring their own power ballers, just because I can't be
Right.
responsible for that. But whatever the
And
sponsors
try not to
wanna
drink
do,
too much the night before.
I mean, it's your choice.
Is that how you get rid of a
that
hangover?
Wednesday-
By
that's
running?
yeah, sweat it out, baby.
Did you not play high school football?
I did.
Yeah. So what did you do on Saturday morning after your Friday night game? You went and you ran laps and you ran sprints. That's what my coach did. He's like, the best way to get over an injury is to run through it. Go.
Yeah.
And then you're doing killers or you're doing laps.
Yeah,
or you're
well,
doing
we were fucking
nonsense.
17.
Right? So maybe
It's a little different
now.
Maybe you sign up for the 3 mile and you end up turning around at the 1 mile
I'm
sign.
still running in my head at like 9 in the morning, just like. In my job when we're really busy in the summer, like it's crazy. Like I'll get home at like 3 in the morning, and I kind of got to decompress a little bit. I'll get to bed by 4, and like I call them nightmares because it's just all my dreams are just never catching up at the bar. It's just like 10 deep, and I'm like just trying
Getting
to
behind on orders.
Yes,
running on
yes. I'm like,
ice. Where's your bar back when you need it?
yeah, what the hell, man? I don't want to dream about this shit. I want to dream about other stuff.
But that's the thing. You're not really committed until you start dreaming about it.
Yeah,
and that's I've been at the same company
That
now
was
for
this
10 and a half
podcast,
years.
to be honest with you. Like it was kind of like not a dream, like, a vision, but I thought about doing it, and then I was like, in my head when I was sleeping, I was thinking about it. I said, fuck it, let me do it.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
When you start working somewhere and when you start referring to it as we or us,
Yeah.
and you start having dreams, that's when you know you're committed, and that's when you know you're involved.
So what's your business? Talk about it a little bit. If you want. If you don't have to.
It's fine. It's a energy management company, very renewable, green power monitor.
Yeah.
We're part of a larger organization called D&V. So D&V is 13,000 employees. We're about 300. We're a global company based out of Barcelona. I take care of North America, so I'm the CEO of North America.
Oh, wow.
We've got 30 people, and it's all about monitoring, managing data and information and controlling plants of renewable power plants. So solar, wind, energy storage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a tree hugger. Not going to get
You'll hug
ifs, ands, or
people
buts.
or trees.
I'll hug anything that will
Consider
accept
yourself
it.
warned.
And it's wonderful because
Never mind. I was going to say, will you hug me, fucker?
Come on, fucker. but I've been doing it for over 10.5 years, and it's absolutely wonderful. We're one of the top 3 globally in what we do. It's very niche because not many people invest in billion-dollar renewable power plants, but the ones that do know us. And it's absolutely wonderful to wake up and feel like if it's a job that you love and you're doing things that you enjoy, it's not really a job. And why would you ever think about retirement? I'm way too young for that, but why would you ever think about retirement when you are excited to get up and get on the phone and talk to people? And it's what I do for a living. I'm a professional BSer. I can talk to anyone for anything.
You're not BSing those guys, though, on the other
No,
line.
it's honest.
No,
it's honest because you want to make the world a better place, and you want to make this power plant work. And it's not just let's sell something and make it work for 2 months or 6 months. Like, no, we're going to be there for 35 years as this solar farm is running or this wind farm is running.
Your professional opinion, are we in line for a energy crisis in the next 15 years, 20? Or is, with what you do, renewable energy, going to alleviate those stresses of relying on oil and fossil fuels?
I don't normally talk business after 3 or 4 Vivas, but
Well, you only had 2. You've only had 2.
Oh, that was on show. We talked for a while before it started. I think that there's a lot of work to be done. I think there's a lot of risk, I think we need to continue to do more. But I do think there's a path forward. There is a route forward. Now, is it guaranteed? Absolutely not. I think we need to change a lot of things in the opinions, and I'm not a fan of subsidizing electrical generation, but that's across the board. Right. That's not just for solar on your roof or solar in a field or a wind farm. It's also for oil drilling. That's also for conventional generation. If we cut subsidies across the board for everybody, renewables would be way more cost effective. But there's so many lobbyists. The government is so crazy on spending money here and focusing on this. And I'm buddy here and buddy there. And I don't care what your opinions are. I'm just going to continue to support this. It's not going to be broken. And I don't have visions of that being broken. But I do realize that if we can make clean energy, it's going to be much better.
Right.
And yes, there's costs to the batteries in electric cars, and there's costs to the silicone.
That's like a big talking point, the electric cars.
But there's also costs to build combustion engines.
Right.
And there's cost to those emissions. And if you add it all up and you get rid of subsidies, again, across the board,
right,
it's a no-brainer. Unfortunately, there's a lot of, I don't want to use the word fake news, there's a lot of misinformation out there. Say, oh, batteries are so bad. What are you going to do when it fails? Like, what do you do with a junked car when it fails? Like, what do you do with all these other chemicals and things that you're throwing in your grass, throwing in the ocean, all over the place? Like, I don't know. I'm a tree hugger. I've been in this space for my entire life. I'm very biased.
I drive to Florida every year, and 2 years ago was that big storm that came across Washington, D.C., and all the cars got stuck. And a bunch of we actually were smart enough, saw the weather, and drove down and beat the storm to North Carolina before we got stuck in I-95 corridor there. And I go on the internet. I always say it's a cesspool. It is what it is. But there were some good points about electric cars in cold climate. So there were cars on that highway that got stuck. Every car was stuck, and the batteries died. And the people had no one's coming to help you,
how long have we had electric cars around?
Yeah, no.
5 years,
right.
10 years, whatever. How long have we had combustion cars? There needs to be evolution in the technology.
Well, that's what the point 100%. I was getting at. Like, where do you think, the charging stations popped up at the mall, like the Tesla ones, and now outside of Target, there's, regular ones for the other cars. And
the Tesla charging stations are a great example, though, because not only is Elon Musk crazy, it's not going to figure out who I am ever, it's fine, but they also purchase Solar City, and they have solar everywhere. So the majority of the energy going into those charging stations is supposed to be renewable. Now, with the grid we have today, yes, it's not going from sunlight solar panel to car.
Right.
There's transitions, there's storage, there's different things happening. But the generation amount that they're doing versus the usage amount that they're doing, the idea is that they're offsetting it and that it's equal. Now, we need transmission and distribution. We need better storage. We need technology to evolve. You look at a laptop has been the same for X number of years. Physically, it's a keyboard and a screen.
Right.
Oh, the iPad came out. And then what did they do? They added a keyboard.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just now it's disconnected. Okay, fine. Now, I want to see the evolution of what happens to storage. And I don't know if that's batteries. I don't know if that's pumping water up a hill so that it can come down when you need energy generation. There's all kinds of opportunities out there. One company is lifting weights. They're literally lifting weights above a massive hill or hole that they drilled so that when they have excess generation from the solar, wind, whatever, you can lift it up. When they need it, they lower the weight. And we're talking many, many tons.
Right.
Is it going to succeed? Probably not. But it's a creative idea, and I'm all about that. So let's see how we can get creative and use this American ingenuity that we're supposed to be famous for and not letting China catch up to us to create something.
Any thoughts, Trace?
I'm with you.
It's a little above my pay grade, I think. All that.
No. You can jump in. It's fine. Like I said, I don't like to talk work when we're so many divas in, but
right.
I am passionately a tree hugger. I believe that clean energy is the solution forward, and unfortunately, I don't have solar on my roof yet. But now that I have a new roof, as of this
I got a
summer,
guy for you.
I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's surprising he doesn't have solar, you know?
I had to get a new roof first. We had to replace the windows. We had to replace the roof. We had to spray foam insulate the house because it wasn't insulated. There's a lot of things to do.
Did you buy a money pit?
No, I bought a beautiful home.
What year was it built?
Turns out that I had spent quite a bit of money on it.
Yeah.
1920s.
20s? Yeah.
Yeah, down that area for sure.
Yep.
But it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yes. Lovely house.
Now
You
the windows
can
open
see
and
it.
close.
You can see it if you pick up your race packet.
Let's jump into that. So there's early packet pickup on Saturday at Dick's Sporting Goods. There's early packet pickup at Dr. Paterna's Shoreline Family Chiropractic, right across from Adams
You
Market.
need
on
an
Merwin.
adjustment?
He was
Not too
Brady's
bad.
Little League coach, I think.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
his son,
right? Yeah.
I can say his name right. Miles.
Yeah.
Phenomenal pitcher.
Yeah.
I have to give him a hard time of how many shutouts he has. He's like, oh, that was a 1 hit. That was a 2 hit. And I look at his dad. I was like, you were doing the books, weren't you, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that hit to the second baseman. That wasn't a hit.
Yeah.
But
Second baseman, be better.
yeah, there was. Oh shoot. Yeah, I hope he's not listening. So that's packet pickup on Sunday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday before the race is at my house because it's just so many people sign up. We've had over 300 people sign up in the last 2 weeks, both of the first 2 years, which means I'm sitting at my computer printing out things as they're walking up, saying, "Oh, can I get my bib and my shirt and my packet and everything?" I'm like, "Oh, when did you register?" About 45 minutes ago. Give me a second. Run inside, print some stuff out, and it's just they don't understand how difficult it is for those procrastinators.
Right.
Yep.
You got I know the feeling with like buying shirts and all that, and it's
All the logistics.
Oh, yeah.
leading up.
Seth has made it so much better over at iPrint because
Good.
this is the first year we're working with him. He's phenomenal. But he's telling me, hey, we put in the first order. We ordered 975 shirts on the first order, which is incredible to show the growth. And then he says, I can put in another order on Monday just to make sure that everybody gets it. Because one of the biggest complaints from the first 2 years is that only these people got shirts and only these people got shirts.
Oh, everyone is going to want the
Guys,
shirts.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
You didn't register until 24 hours before the event. I am trying to focus on getting money to charity. I'm not focusing on ordering these extra $12 shirts for you.
Right.
So.
Oh, no, it's a pain in the ass. Pain in the ass.
You know how it is.
I do. I mean, you ever thought about like just selling the shirts? Like buying extra and selling them there?
Yeah. There's a lot of opportunity for growth and improvement.
Yeah, I think that since I got involved, I ran in quotes. I strolled it the first year. It was a blast, and then I got involved last year and I helped tour and had so much fun. And so we kind of spitballed some ideas for this year, which we've implemented. But I think that we can really blow it out and make it even bigger and better next year. And we have a ton of ideas. So I think if we start planning early, we can really do great things.
And community involvement is key.
Yeah.
We've heard
love
what
our
people
town.
said. We've got a big 25-foot inflatable arch. The rum runners are coming. I mean, come on, they're going to start music at 8 a.m.
Yeah, those guys
It's going to be great.
those
8
guys,
a.m.
I-
dance party.
so-
Come
they're
on
so
down.
fun.
Even if you
I
don't
talk
run,
about
come
them
down.
more.
Yeah.
You know, with all the local stuff I do. So even if this guy listening from, Minnesota, he's going to know who the Rum Runners are.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And Johnny's coming on in the first week of December, too, to talk some. I think I know they're just in the recording studio, but he said he's got some big stuff coming up. So he wanted to come on the
good.
show. Yeah.
They're so
Great.
great.
Oh, those
They're
guys are
so
awesome.
great.
They're really fun.
During COVID, they came over and did a block party in my
Yeah.
neighbor's driveway.
Yeah.
And I just moved here. I didn't know what was going on. And I listened to these guys. Oh, my goodness, they are
Was
phenomenal.
that legal?
No. We
No,
didn't get
I
a
didn't think
permit.
so.
But if you go
I
to...
meant COVID legal.
Oh, wait, no. We're 12 feet
Outdoors.
space.
Oh, yeah, you're all, yeah.
You just have to
Fully
walk up to
social
the keg.
Yeah,
and
the
get
big
a
pool
beer.
on, right? And they're like, oh, I can't touch you.
No, it's the inflatable balls. So if you don't walk, you roll. No, that'd be a fun block party. But yeah, it's just they're phenomenal people. So we're gonna have a good time and live music, free beer, lots of opportunities to either run or
Low level exercising. You can do whatever you want to do.
Some
What time did it end
runners-
last year?
11?
Yeah, it was like
30?
10:45, 11.
Yeah.
But
Everyone's
some,
got to go
you know,
home and
some
get
rum
their
runners,
plans going.
followers, like if you call them groupies, if you will.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, can I just donate and hang out and not run? I was like, Of course.
Please.
Yeah.
All about charity. So.
Absolutely.
But yeah, they're supposed to play from 8 to 8:45, and then we do announcements and let the sponsors speak and have seriously safety conversations, because it's a lot of people. We're staying on the sidewalks. We're going to be safe. We're not closing down any streets, and it's a beautiful run. So we want to respect other people's yards. And then when they start playing again at 9:20, whenever they get warm again in the warming house, then they go until 11. And Jim was saying just on Wednesday, he's like, yeah, man, if there's a big crowd, everyone's comfortable playing later, we'll keep going. Just don't tell the city on the permits. And it's going to be a good time. Yeah. So hopefully we get a lot of people. Hopefully we have fun. Maybe you take a longer break that morning, because everyone's going to be over at the Natatorium instead of Stonebridge, and then they'll go over to Stonebridge later.
No, we're sold out that day.
Oh, it's a ticket.
Yeah. Well, it's not a ticket. It's reservations only, though. Well, you come into the bar, but it's just what I found over the years is Thanksgiving just grows. I'm surprised more restaurants aren't open.
Yeah.
The Wednesday before, as I recall, during my college days,
it used to be the night.
Was the night to see your friends that you had.
Yeah,
everybody
they went to their colleges.
It's reunion night, or reunion weekend. Yeah,
which my parents hated.
Yeah,
because then you show up Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah,
but what better way to get over a hangover than do a turkey trot?
That's it.
Exactly.
And drink some more beer.
Yeah, but now I just see, we were so busy. It's funny because you'll see parties of 20 families.
Well, yeah, some families don't want to.
And they all hate each other, and they come in and but it's clean. They get along for an hour and a half and then they go their separate ways.
Right, it's not in somebody's house.
I feel like you should end the YouTube version of this with the Saturday Night Live Adele version of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Where they're just yelling at each other, and all of a sudden. The SNL version of Adele starts going, and the wind is blowing, and she starts tumbling because the wind's too strong. But anyways, yes, Thanksgiving is challenging for a lot of people. It's nice to start with a run and a beer.
Yeah, give back to the community.
A beer, he said.
A beer.
There will be plenty if you so.
Are beers available before the run?
No.
I plan.
When do we?
No comment.
No comment. No comment on the beer. On the beer tent.
So bring your bloody. And then the beers.
We will not ask questions about what's in your Yeti
Someone
cup.
was talking about adding a Bloody Mary bar to the event, and this person was talking about a Midwest Bloody Mary. So we're not talking about tomato juice and vodka.
Oh.
We're talking about primarily
shrimp, meat,
celery.
Oh, like the
Slim Jims,
a hot dog,
2 or 3 pieces of bacon,
grilled cheese,
and a side of cheese curds.
Yeah.
And then we'll splash. We'll fill it with vodka and we'll splash some. But no, that's not part of the event. That's informally.
What's Minnesota? What's the food there?
Oh gosh!
Like what's it known for? This is going to
be bad. So I'm very Scandinavian, Swedish, Norwegian. Yeah. My mom is a big lutefisk fan, and I don't know if you know lutefisk or not, but it is like a white fish that has lye applied to it and stored. So it turns into a gelatin. Ooh. And then when you cook it in the house, your house smells awful for months. So my dad was strategic enough to find the one bar in Minneapolis that would cook it during the season, Jake's on Northeast. And we would take the family there because he says, I don't want the smell in my house anymore. That's the only Minnesotan Scandinavian thing I can think of, because just like the rest of the country, we steal food from everywhere else. If someone shows up and says, "Oh, let's have some Connecticut food," like, "Oh, do you want Indian? Do you want Chinese? Do you want Thai?"
You get the lobster rolls from Milford, invented in Milford, the hot buttered one.
I've heard that. I've also heard that lobster rolls were invented in Maine, and
the Maine style.
Yeah. I love the seas.
Mayonnaise.
I love the seas.
We've had many a turkey trot meeting over lunch
at the seas.
At the Seven Seas.
Oh yeah.
But the Minnesota food, I don't know. Throw it on the barbecue.
I can't get this vision of what the frick you were eating. That fish?
Lutefisk?
I don't want to even think about it.
Google it.
No.
It's disgusting.
No. And you guys actually made it, went to Jake's to go eat it.
We went to Jake's so my mom could order it. And
How
the rest of us would
cooked?
order something
I was going to
else.
say, is like they lay the big fish and get the
No.
eyeballs
She gets
in
like
it.
a serving, and this is my mom, who's the best thing in the world.
It's like fucking fish jello.
Gelatin?
Oh.
Yeah, because it's soaked in lye. Like, you're not supposed to eat that.
That sounds
And then they hose it off.
How do they cook it?
And what's left, I don't know.
They boil it?
I don't know that they even have to cook it if it's immersed in lye. And that might do the cooking for you.
I'm not speaking ill of this restaurant. Maybe put it in the microwave. I don't know.
Oh, well,
how I cook.
Jake's on North Street.
Oh my God.
But no, I'm sure they do something gourmet. I'm not in the kitchen, and my dad was smart enough to get it out of our house before I remembered what we were doing.
So, where does that fish come from?
Wherever you
In
can
Europe?
get whitefish, I don't know.
Oh,
No, I'm sure you.
it's a
could do
breed
it.
of fish, though, right? What is it called?
No. I mean, maybe
Oh, it's just what you guys call it.
It's just,
Maybe it's caught.
Oh.
Lutefisk is just. Someone's going to
it-
Google this and correct me. This is my childhood memories. It's just a white
No one even
fish.
knows how to spell it, so you're fine.
That's great. But now all you have to do is.
I know.
And yeah, it's just this nasty gelatin smelling thing. Other than that, what do? You put food on a barbecue.
Right.
That's Minnesotan.
Yeah. Or
Sounds
pizza in the oven.
Yeah, whatever. DiGiorno.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
no, this is
I mean,
going to
it
be
is the
this
Midwest.
is going to be
Solo stoves earlier,
contentious.
now
We might
it's
have
on
to cut the
microwaves.
video now.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of Chicago deep dish pizza, and that is not a New Haven style
No.
pizza. That
No.
is. See, I'm losing friends right now.
No, you're not.
They're just
Oh, maybe
dropping.
people watching you.
They're
Yes.
dropping because that soup or whatever you want to call it, Jeff, eat with a fork. Oh my goodness! We drove to Minnesota.
You have
for,
Illuminati's out there? Did you go to Illuminati's in Chicago?
Oh, I don't know that one.
It's deep. It's one of like the
Deep
top
dish.
3. It's like one of the
Yeah.
top 3 places there.
Well, you can go to Chicago, and even if it's not on the list,
Yeah.
it's still going to be.
I don't.
Takes
I
45
love
minutes,
it. I
55
yeah,
minutes.
yeah. We
Cook
ordered
it.
a sausage one, and it took. And they explained to you it's
When
going
you
to take
order,
a while.
You're going to be here for a while. Do you
Yeah,
want 3
yeah.
or 4 beers? Now?
Yeah, and I don't know. I love it too. I do,
It's
but
different.
I don't really consider it pizza.
It's
It's,
a
like
di-
it's
right,
a
it's a
casserole.
whole
It's like a
different-
lasagna.
Right.
Did you call it casserole?
Yeah, it's like a casserole.
Oh, if you're in Minnesota, call it a hot dish.
Oh.
What's a hot dish? Anything that's in the fridge, in a dish, in
That
the
you
oven.
stick in the
With
oven.
some
Cheese
with
on
some
top?
Fritos on top.
Oh.
or some-
See, this
What
is
are
what I want to
the
hear about. I don't
what
want to
are
hear
the
about some
fun-
fish
What are the
that
circle,
becomes Jello.
It's like a horn.
oh, bugles.
Bugles.
Oh.
I was calling them fungals. That's
Oh,
not the right word.
crush up
Bugles.
bugles.
Put some crushed bugles on top. Oh my gosh.
That sort of sounds
That's a hot
delicious.
dish.
So in
Minnesota
memoriam,
hot
I don't know if you Jimmy Wayne. I'm sure you never met him. He passed away a couple years ago, but his favorite food was bugles with easy cheese, and he'd fill it.
dish. Is that the spray?
Yeah, yeah. He filled the cone up. Yeah.
That's
Oh.
brilliant.
So we had his, we had his after funeral at Stonebridge, and we just put bugles
Cans
and,
of cheese
and
everywhere.
cheese was everywhere.
I
Yeah.
hope people were bold enough to grab them and just do the mouth thing.
Oh yeah.
because
Once the beers and Vivas started flowing, yeah,
That's
that
a
was going on.
Fitting send off.
Yeah, that was great.
See, that's the thing. When my funeral comes, which might not be too far away, I hope that there's
That's
keg
right.
stands. I hope there's keg stands at my funeral and
Yeah.
techno music.
We'll do our best.
I spent a lot of time in Europe. I love Euro, techno, trance dance, anything that involves a foam machine. Oh, I'm in.
I went to one foam party and I said, "What the fuck am I doing here?"
Where was it?
Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was at like some club, and it was
Was
like
it American?
it was like a
So
boxing
you
ring.
still had your clothes on.
Yes,
That's
yes.
unfortunate.
Future,
It's a Sham party in German.
future turkey trot ideas.
No.
Speaking
get
of
arrested.
Germany, the Patriots lost 10-6. So thank you.
Did they?
Yeah, they
Oh,
suck.
good lord.
They suck.
I needed some more points out of that running back, but
Oh, Stevenson?
yeah.
Yeah. No.
No, I'm not going to win this
No.
week.
No.
It's,
I have like 7 fantasy teams, and I think I'm out of contention in all of them.
it's ridiculous how many people have been hurt this year.
I know.
And we still have one team in our league. The poor guy forgot how to log in. He's got Chubb starting.
Oh, still starting every week?
Oh,
jeez.
The Pumpkin Bar Panthers.
And
is
it's
the
like
name
these
of the
guys
team.
go down, and there's like so many teams in the league. There's no one available really, unless there's the guy that's got the waiver claim for
unless
the
you're
backup
looking-
running back.
Unless you're looking at like the Jets or the Vikings,
Right.
who have known their third or fourth running back.
Yeah.
You might get lucky.
Oh, I don't know. I got
Where
to
did Cam
cut it down
Akers
to
come
one.
from? My goodness. He wasn't even playing for LA. He was cut almost, and then now he's starting for the Vikings.
I don't follow it that much. I mean, I watch football every week, but like, who's where and who's going to start and Like all these shows that's all they do. It's like they're based on it. I don't have time to watch that stuff.
Yahoo Sports is great because you open it up and at the top there's a red alert like this guy is no longer playing. This guy has retired. This guy tore his knee and is done for them. Oh, I will click recommended yes, recommended yes, and recommended done.
I don't know. I like the ones where you just click how they just click set the lineup. Just click it.
Oh, I haven't found that button.
And it like optimizes your team for like projected points.
You're not in Yahoo. What do you?
Yahoo's not that. This is I'm in like 4 different fucking sites: CBS, Yahoo, ESPN.
And then to talk to my league manager because I need that button in my life.
Get on that.
Yeah.
All right, Andy, you're listening.
I don't. You're right though. I don't think you can do it in Yahoo. It's this one's NFL.com one, and it just hit optimize, and it just puts everyone
That's smart.
You still got to look at it and be like, well, you go with your gut on certain players.
He's not. He's playing this run defense. Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean.
But I'm not into it that much. But I am going to put a plug in. I have won the last 2 years, and with the first year, I went and used the winnings to go buy a trophy from some stinking website. So I have this 4-foot trophy behind me in all my Zoom calls.
You bought your own trophy.
Not directly behind me, off to the side. Oh yeah. And the rule was, hey, whoever wins that year needs to buy the placard sign for the next team.
And then you win.
And then I won the next year. I was like, oh, I'll buy the sign. It's still there. So I show up to dinner parties in the neighborhood and I put it as the centerpiece.
Now does the last place team got to do something stupid like a lot of these people?
We haven't gotten
that. I'm not involved in it
because it's typically the team that still starts Chubb. But
right. The guy that just is 0-5 and stops carrying. When all the bye weeks start.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right. Well, you guys have so much fun. I will be working, so think of me.
We'll be thinking of you.
Maybe
you can join virtually and run in the morning.
No, maybe
between your 4 a.m. shift.
Maybe I'll swing by and say hi on the way into work, though.
Yes, please do. We would love it.
I'm not sure what time I got to be in.
We start the setup around 5 a.m.
We'll be there at
all right, yeah. So I'll leave like 15, 20 minutes early, and I'll stop by and say hello.
Hi.
Tracy was asked to show up at 6
because
she's been voluntold that she's now in
charge.
Now,
Tracy, are you cooking that day?
No, we're going to my sister's.
Oh,
I'm in charge of nothing. I'm sure I'll bring something, but yeah, it's going to be pretty low key. So I'm really excited to spend the morning with all of Milford at the Turkey Trot.
And Tor, what are you guys doing for dinner? Or
I go to my neighbor's house because I abuse all my neighbors, and he's so nice. Last year, he's like, "Oh, please bring your family," which he anticipated was 4 plus my dog. And I said, "Well, we've got a few people in town." He's like, "Oh, bring them all, bring them all." I was like, "All right, well, it's plus 17." We all went over to his house, and he was great. He gave us our own dining room space. It was wonderful. Wow. This year, it's a little bit smaller. The family from Texas is staying in Texas. They're building their own home. But yeah, we'll still be a plus 9.
Nice.
And we just go next door, and he cooks something like 7 birds so that you try all kinds of different things. There's always a bonus bird. It's super fun.
Awesome.
And that way I don't have to worry about it because I just do the trot and then...
Yeah, well, your wife, if she had to cook, she'd probably go towards at the Trot.
The old Trot.
We did provide a charcuterie board that she found on Instagram. You're talking about social media that I'm so poor at. She found this. She goes, "We're going to make that." So she goes in the back, cuts out a piece of plywood. So it's half a sheet of plywood. What is that? 6 feet by 2 feet or whatever. And she put some food grade paper down, drew some lines on it, and then they just put all these fruits and vegetables and dips and everything. Yeah. And they carried that from our house across the street over to the neighbors. It's all on video. It's hilarious. But it looks like an Instagram post.
Yeah.
Because it's so beautiful.
So much fun.
She's doing that again?
I hope so. Sorry, honey. I love you.
You live in the house. I don't know if you have some inside info.
No. I just do what I'm told.
Okay. Well, hey, that's smart.
Yes,
smart
dear.
Yes,
right away.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys, I'm sure you'll break. What's your goal? Was 30,000?
We're over 900 runners right now. We're shooting for 1,000, and we're over 2,100 in donations, and we're shooting for 30,000.
21,000 in donations.
21,000
donations.
So join us.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah, I'll spread
register, sign up, spread the word.
I need to get a shirt.
Milford
$25. Come on.
Yeah.
If you would have registered earlier, it would have been much, much cheaper.
What?
But
$23.50.
Worry about that next year.
I think the original price was $12.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
But people love to procrastinate, and it makes my life much harder.
So please
But you get more
join
money
us.
out of it.
Pros and cons.
Yeah, right. Tor, Tracy, great seeing you again.
You too, what a
Very
treat.
nice to meet you. We'll have a couple of Vivas after we close this show out. What do I got next week? Oh, next week I got my buddy Pasquale. He bought Full Circle Pizza in West Haven.
Mm-hmm.
You know where that is?
I do.
Yeah, by the bowling alley. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
So they closed, and he does meal prep that he started during COVID, and it kind of took off on him. So he needed his own kitchen. So he bought Full Circle, and he's actually going to make it a pizza place too, because his name's Pasquale, so he kind of knows what he's doing, and he's got
been around the block.
Yeah, restaurant in his blood. So he'll be on next Wednesday, and thanks again, guys, for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
Happy
absolutely.
Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yes, gobble gobble.
Run now, gobble later.
All right.
All right, I gotta run. My daughter is
Oh,
in
jeez.
a play.